Hi there, this is Keep It Real Blabs. Welcome to the channel. This is your first time, please sub. Um, everyone else, please give me a like or a thumbs down. It's all good. It's fine. Um, I if you have any criticisms, I take all of them into account. Um, yeah, leave me a comment, give me a like, sub, all those good things. Today we are going to be looking at this deleted video. Um, we are doing vintage react, by the way, and we are on the her lying videos. So like the one with her aunt, and when she lied about her aunt, and then when she was talking about her lies. So I decided we're gonna go and keep on with the lie train. Um, this is the deleted video, and thankfully, exposing ALR was able to re-upload it. And thank you to them. I will be you should check them out. They have a lot of good videos. So this is when she lied about being in abusive relationships, and she was RAPED. And we know that never happened, and that she was actually the one that was doing the abusing. So, oh, another thing I wanted to say, Beck did come out, she was they were talking about you know, things that they had gone through with Amber. And who guess who decided to chime in about what Beck deserves? Miss Chantal Dingleberry Chantal decided that she wanted to open up her mouth and talk about how much of a loser Beck is, which is just mind blowing to me and so freaking funny because this woman decided to change her religion. She's acting like she's Muslim. She moved all the way across the world for some goofy ass guy who is just taking advantage of her. And didn't she say that she was abused by Nader? So where is the sympathy for another abuse victim? Seriously, Chantal, go fuck yourself. So anyway, we are going to be getting into this video because it's quite disgusting.
Guys, so I wanted to make a video about something that
I'm going to be sipping on, not that anyone cares, but the winter edition Red Bull sugar free. Sugar free, it tastes mad sweet though, but I needed it because I was kind of falling asleep. So I'm going to be sipping on it for a little bit.
I haven't really talked about really.
Oh, I wonder, shoot, her ex's reaction video. Dude, this channel, exposing exposing ALR is like they are really on top of it. I don't know if they still upload, but wow, you guys should really check them out. So I think it's probably, let me know. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I am gonna do it. Let's keep it cohesive.
I'm sorry if this video is like all over the place. I'm not gonna edit it or anything because I can't. My editing system is just not working.
Um, that's like she started already with a lie. I mean, I know it's a little teeny tiny lie. Who cares, really? But it just shows. It just goes to show how easy it is for her to lie. What's her editing system is literally iMovie. I think she still uses it to this day. Like she never attempted to get any better. Yeah, but yeah, guys, iMovie isn't working for her. So
So I was recently
and I'm sorry. I'll stop stopping it so much. Um this she said that this video is going to be all over the place. It's going to be all over the place because she's going to be lying as she goes on. She's going to be making up the story as she goes.
talking to someone who had no idea that I was in an abusive relationship before,
Oh,
and
actually, you know what?
they told me how girls who stay in abusive relationships are just lazy and that they
Who says that? No, who says that? What are you
like
talking
to
about?
be abused. Now, I from firsthand,
I don't even know where she got that, but that is completely untrue. Obviously, people fall into these relationships for many different reasons, and there's fears of being alone, being left with nothing, aka Beck. Yeah, I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
witnessed my dad abusing my mother my whole childhood. Um, there were knives involved, hair pulling to the point of wads of hair would just come out in his hands. Um, I witnessed my mom having a broken nose, broken teeth, bruises upon bruises, and there has also been a few broken bones involved, and that was all coming from my father. I knew it wasn't right as a little girl. I tried my hardest to defend my mother towards him. It was impossible. He's a big guy, really strong. He's like 6'7", and I'm just a
Is it wrong of me to not even believe that even as a child she would have tried to help someone? I mean, I know it's a mom. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off base here. It's just, I don't know. Amber seems like the type of person who has been awful like her entire life. I don't know.
little
She, I don't know if she was just like sitting back eating cookies watching.
girl throwing fists at my father's back, trying to get him to stop, and I couldn't. I told myself I will never be with someone who lays a hand on me. Um,
Yep. She just decided to be the abuser. It's all good.
I always questioned why my mom stayed with him. Like, what was the point? And she'd always say, because I love him. And I would be like, why do you love someone that, abuses you? So,
Is she saying that she was having these deep conversations with her mom when she was like what, 7, 6?
my first true committed relationship, I've had a lot of like random relationships, like, don't even consider them though, but like my first like live in relationship
Yeah, that she was very desirable. She was desired. She was so very popular, giving handies to cousins in a what is it, in a movie theater. Classy.
was with a girl named Cassidy. I feel very strongly.
She's talking about Casey, um, not Cassidy, and she's gonna talk about Casey and Cassidy as if they're two different people, which is so weird.
About this, and I feel like it's okay for me to say her name.
I mean, I understand. I'm so sorry. I understand that it can get very confusing at times with the whole pronoun situation, but giving someone just simple basic respect isn't that hard. No. You don't need to agree with things just to, be a little bit respectful.
Because she's transgender now, so she's not Cassidy no longer. So I'm able to say her name because she's a once was person. Like,
Yeah.
Cassidy is no longer here anymore, obviously.
Yeah, Cassidy died, guys. Cassidy died, and yeah. So let's talk about her.
I'm not gonna say his new name because we're talking about her. Transgender talk is too confusing, so we're just gonna leave it as that. So her name was Cassidy, and it was first long distance, and I was living in Oklahoma for a bit of that time when it was long distance. By the way, she lived in Arizona, but when I first started talking to her, I was in California, but then I moved to Oklahoma, and I was going to Arizona for just a month to
Excuse me.
visit her.
You
Like,
know what? I'll be right back. I need my glasses. Now that I'm looking at her, I'm like, why is everything so blurry? Be right back. Okie dokie. We're back. Now I can see this loser.
we were in love, thoroughly in love. We were together for, I want to say, about a year and a half before I went there and like stayed with her for a month. So I was there for like 2 weeks, and I called my mom and I was like, oh my god, I miss you so much, because I was living with her and my grandma at the time. And on the phone she told me, your grandma said you can't come back to Oklahoma, you can't come live with us. And I was like, what? Like,
What? I hate when she does that. What? Um, she must have been so freaking awful that even her grandmother could even handle her. She could not take her. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. She was 18 at that time. If you're gonna be horrible, you're gonna get kicked out. Yeah, they don't owe you anything anymore.
Where do I go? I was really scared. I
Should have gone to a homeless shelter.
had literally nowhere to live, and Cassidy's mom was pissed because
As she should be. This was a woman that was already struggling financially, and then this freaking lord decided to go there and pretty much ruin the relationship that mother and child had.
I think she knew right then and there she's gonna have to take on like me.
No, she didn't have to, Amber. You're so very lucky that she did take you in. Nobody had to do anything for you. And matter of fact, if I would have been that person, I would have said, "Hey, you have 2 weeks," or you know, depending if it's somebody like Amber, you have 1 week to figure it out because you gotta go. If it's somebody that's really kind-hearted that helps, maybe, right? Maybe, but someone like Amber, no, I'm not bringing that freaking negative cloud into my life, especially into my home. Mm-mm.
Because I had nowhere to go. I didn't have a job because I was in Arizona just for a month. So I didn't have a job. I didn't have anywhere to go. I had no car. I had nothing. And I just got done being in foster care. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, because being in foster care, like, you're very, like, taken care of in a sense, you know? Like, they always make sure you have a roof over your head and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, I'm 18. I don't know what I'm going to do. And this whole thing. But Cassie's mom let me live there. And it was a very small apartment. I'm talking, like, I think it was like 450 square feet. There were, like, no doors. Cassidy and I ended up having to use the living room as our bedroom. It was just, it wasn't good, but I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna live with my girlfriend. Like,
And I hate how she speaks about this apartment. It sounds like it was a studio apartment. She speaks about it. She talks about it as if she's too good for that. Like, you have no place to live. You have no income, no education, um, no talents of any kind besides stuff in your face. And she believes she's above it all. Funny.
we're so in love. It's like so amazing. And I felt blissful in a way, if that's the right word to use. Like, it just felt really good. We got along really well.
She always says that everything was beautiful, blissful. Um, it was great, but then once they break up, it's like, oh, we were fighting a lot. Girl, it's the same shit. It's always the same story.
Um,
She keeps having
and
the same
then
relationship over and over again.
after about,
10 minutes?
I want to say 6 months or so, things started, kind of changing and shifting. I don't really know if I want to like go into like grave detail. We still loved each other a lot. After 6 months, we'd been together for over 2 years, and we were living together.
And remember, Casey did come out and say that he wasn't really attracted to her. I mean, don't blame him.
And this and that. And I noticed we started arguing a little bit more. Just over stupid stuff. Like, I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, but most likely about you sitting on your sofa with your in your underwear, sleeping all day. Yeah, you a nuisance.
And I still remember the first time she ever got physical. We had a laundry room in the apartment complex we were living in, and we were walking to the laundry room. And I remember back then I would do our laundry for us. I didn't really like people touching my laundry. I still
Really, really. If you guys are here, you guys know that she never does laundry. So, big lie already.
really don't, but I let Destiny do it because
I
trust
trust
her.
her.
But
I'm
I
just
swear
an
they don't like
idiot.
people touching my laundry. Whatever. So, she was helping me carry, I guess, laundry to the laundry room. I don't remember really what we were arguing about, but I know it must have been something really stupid, probably about the laundry, blah blah blah.
It was most likely her pointing out to Casey, is that girl bigger than me? Is she bigger than me? Trying to get ass pats or something.
And she was carrying her clothes. I'm pretty sure I remember, and I was like carrying mine. And then I want to say this happened. It's been like 6-7 years, so memories are kind of like fading here and there. But I do remember us being on the sidewalk.
See, that's another thing. I know some people deal with issues differently. Some people might block it, and some it just stays like stuck there that you can never forget it. Um, I would think though that you would remember at least the first time that something happened, and this was her biggest downfall. After this, there was no returning to um anything remotely normal for her YouTube channel. She was not gonna get real fans after this. Accusing someone of this is so gross and so harmful.
And I remember her dropping what was in her hands, and
Oh,
she
man.
took me by the throat and she started yelling at me. I was like,
I think would she have a hard time finding your throat? No, I know that's horrible. I'm sorry.
what? And I think
Huh?
at the time,
What?
what shocked me the most was the fact that she was doing it in such a public place. Like, there was nobody around that I remember. And, like, I was, like, crying. Like, she literally was having me by the throat, just, like, screaming at me. And then, she let go, obviously. And I think I was so shocked and so numb to the situation that I kind of just let it be. Honestly, that is the truth. I didn't ever think twice about it, like, oh my god, is she gonna start like abusing me? Nothing like that. Which is weird because of the childhood that I came from, right? But
Yeah, the childhood that you came of where you keep lying and saying this person did this to you, and then the next day is no, they didn't. This person touched me. No, they never touched me. Bitch, please stop it. Be so for real.
we just went on. And
I think I
she
need another
never
one.
really did that again. She would randomly like pinch me if I made her really mad. And I didn't even think anything of that then either. Honestly, I didn't at all. And I want to say we've been together for about 3 years now at this point, and I feel myself slowly, I stopped being like sexually attracted to her. I loved her though. I know that. I don't know if it was like a best friend thing, but I stopped just feeling that like connection, I guess. So when it came to intimacy, I want to say about a little bit after like 2 years of being together, it started to dwindle. It was definitely my fault. This is when things got really bad. Ugh. I don't even know how to share this, but I'm gonna have
You
to.
probably shouldn't have. I
Destiny
mean,
knows
you
all about
shouldn't
this, by
have.
the way. Like, it's something like I really needed to let her know about me. Okay, so
That that Destiny, I'm a massive liar and a piece of shit.
Cassidy was very sexually strived. Like, is that even a thing? I don't know. She really thought I was attractive. She really was sexually attracted to me, and she always wanted to like have sex. And I stopped feeling that for her. Like, I didn't tell her that. I would just like make up things like,
Yeah, because who wouldn't want to have relations with someone who is just allergic to showering?
oh, I don't feel good, or
Irresistible.
oh, I'm on my period, like, even though I wasn't. And just little things like that. And it made her fucking pissed. Um,
Also, she did uh beg and threaten Casey with leaving him if he didn't send her inappropriate pictures. So I mean, I don't. We know that Amber is the creep. She's always been a creep. She's always gonna be a creep. And if it wasn't for the fact that she's a female, if this was a man, um, I'm pretty sure authorities would have been involved by now.
when you say no to someone, whether you've been with them for like a month or whether you've been with them for like
And guys, remember, women can be freaking predators too. No, no, nothing different.
6 years, if you say
Yeah, another
no
one.
to a sexual act, your partner should accept that. That is where I firmly stand. But she didn't. And she would literally sit there and beg me. At first, it was like cute little begs, like, oh, come on, baby, whatever. But then as time gradually went on, it became, you're gonna fucking touch me, whether you like it or not. And I was like, you can't force me. And little did I know she can. That's when she started punching me a lot.
We know how controlling Amber is. This wouldn't have happened. This definitely wouldn't have happened. She's the one that wanted it, and Casey's the one that didn't want to have anything to do with her like that. By this time, he was already regretting having been with her, and yeah. Like you're telling me that she used to be like this little meek, shy little person, and suddenly now she's this annoying woman? No, that's not how that works.
She would aim for my belly. I don't think she ever actually hit me in the face. Her favorite spot was my stomach. She would punch me really hard in my stomach. She'd punch me like around right here a lot. She would punch me on my arms, and she would continuously do it until I agreed to make love to her or have
I got it. That's what you did to Casey. Okay, got it.
sex, whatever you want to consider it. So not only was I being physically abused, but I was pretty much being like raped. That is what I consider it, because
Being physically abused in the ear. Let me know if you get that reference.
I continuously would say no to her. It was such like just like a bad mixture of everything. And this would go on. This would happen probably weekly.
I have to take my beef
Here are the tears. I was trying to be strong for this video. um, a lot of people would ask, why didn't I hit her back? Why didn't I leave her in that, in that stance? I loved her. At the time, I was confused. I didn't love her like as a girlfriend. I just loved her as a person. She was that first true relationship I was in, and we had such amazing times that I just felt like maybe one day she'll stop being like this. Maybe one day she'll stop forcing me to have sex with her. One day she'll stop hitting me. And as many times as I felt like, okay, maybe things will change, it just kept getting worse and worse after that moment. Like, not only was she hitting me because I wouldn't have sex with her, she was hitting me if I wouldn't do the dishes on time. She would push me up against counters.
You really think anybody can push this massive woman on a counter? Please. Please. Her saying that she's cleaning dishes, she didn't do shit. She didn't do anything. She didn't do anything, and if she had to do something, she was just bitching about it constantly.
And one thing she never did was she never like called me names. Never. And I was like living in that like
But you definitely called him names. You completely as some. There is a story that Casey said that while he was in school, he called her because he was having a panic attack, and what he got in return was her yelling at him. How freaking awful can you be? Seriously, how freaking awful can you freaking be? I've seen freaking people who have murdered, like murderers and serial killers that aren't that heartless. And I'm not even joking. Wow.
moment of sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me type of thing. Where it's like, okay, hitting people, blah blah blah, but if like she started emotionally hurting me, then I should leave. I was just in a very unhealthy situation. And as time went
Yeah,
on,
that
I
unhealthy situation was your body and you being abusive.
really wanted to leave. That was when I met Crystal online.
You leached onto Crystal, yes. Um, you got Crystal to get you an iPod, and then you yelled at her for getting you one with 8 gigabytes, I think. Because you thought you deserved more. God, you're so awful, Amber. You are so awful. Amber, if you ever watch this, you need help. You're so awful. You're horrible.
It just kind of fatefully happened. Like, I was not looking for a relationship. I was in a relationship. Me and Crystal became really good friends. And then I started realizing, like, Crystal is what I need in my life, not Cassidy. Cassidy is abusive. And not only is she abusive physically, but she's abusive, like, sexually. And that is not okay. And I remember one time particular when we weren't arguing about anything, like, sexual or whatever. I don't remember what the argument was. I know her mom was home. Her mom was in her room, a very small apartment, so we were like arguing in whispers, like so she couldn't hear. And I'm pretty sure she got the gist of it because Cassidy started hitting me really hard. It was probably one of the worst ever, and I was kind of just like, blocking myself, or at least trying to. And Cassidy's mom came in, and all she said is, "Cassidy, what are you doing?" and then walked away. The whole time I lived there, I really hoped there was a moment where Cassidy's mom would see. I thought maybe she'd be my hero and like somehow change the way Cassidy treated me.
What a corny ass person. She is such a cornball, I swear.
I thought maybe, you know,
I thought you'd be my hero. Protect me. And shut up.
her and I would become closer because she saw I was in an abusive relationship because me and Cassidy's mom were never close.
Oh, so you thought that you were going to team up with her mom, with his mom, I'm sorry, with his mom against it? What the freaking hell are you talking about? First of all, she hates women. She hates motherly figures. She's always had an issue with all of her girlfriends' mothers, and it's freaking documented proof.
And she didn't do anything about it. And oh yeah, to answer the question of like why didn't I ever hit her back? Because my brother used to hit me a lot when I was a teenager, when I was like 16. My brother is a year.
You know she had to be a freaking C1C to her brother. I mean, the kid got a hernia, being forced to pull her when she was big when she was little from a like a red, what is those red flyer wagons or something. He got a hernia from that. Why is this all up in
You're younger
there?
than me, but he's strong. Like he might be my little brother, but he's my big brother, you know. And he would hit me a lot. And I know it's because he has anger issues. He saw how my dad was with my
Oh,
mom
like
and this and
you?
that, and that's just what he did. And he would emotionally fuck me up in the head. And he did a lot. Like I felt like my own brother hated me for a while there, but that's a whole other subject.
He probably did, man. If you were my sister, yeah, same.
But when he first started hitting me, I would hit him back for like self defense, and it just made him more angry and more mad. And the punches got worse, the bruises got darker, and I didn't want that with Cassidy. I was scared. I was way too scared to hit back, so I never did. Um, I think what drew the line with me and Cassidy was her and her mom. This was like one of the worst nights in the world. Like I can't even. Okay, Cassidy was mad about something. She pushed me up against the counter. She got a knife and was throwing it in my face and saying she was gonna stab me. I was like, yeah, right. Like, um, and then she started really hitting me like in my chest and kind of like in my boobs. And Cassidy's mom came out and blamed it all on me. And then Cassidy's mom threw this like big clear ashtray right to my head. It hurt
I
so.
mean, if that happened, that shouldn't have happened. But I want to know what she was doing to Casey, because she was probably beating on Casey, and the mom had to do something to get her to stop. So if it was like that, then whatever. Too bad you got, hit with something. But you probably should be keeping your hands to yourself.
So bad. And in that moment, I was like, why am I here? What am I doing? For a little bit there, I kind of felt like I was trapped in a cage. I loved this girl, but I didn't love her right. Everything about it was unhealthy. It is so hard to describe. The only people who can feel this way and understand what I'm saying is people who have been in an abusive relationship. It is as much as like your boyfriend or your girlfriend will hit you.
Yeah, you know what? You don't. The thing is that you then go on and treat your exes like utter shit, even though they were in abusive relationships by you. So I don't even know why you're even saying this, Amber. It's just mind blowing.
You still love them, and
Still,
it's so
that
unhealthy.
breathy. You still have to.
And I just want to tell you guys from firsthand that if anyone emotionally hurts you, sexually hurts you, or physically hurts you, don't stand for it. Don't, because it ruins you. And through everything, like, you find it so hard to trust people, and it's so hard to open up, and you have this, like, guard up that could really just.
Yeah, you find it hard to trust people because you know how freaking awful you are, and you believe that everyone else is as awful as you. Imagine if everybody was like Amber. Freaking Earth would just burn to the ground.
mess up your world, and it just, it's not good. It's not, and I know how hard it is. Like, if you're in an abusive relationship, I know how hard it is, because you trust in your heart and in your soul that they'll change.
She was with Destiny at this point, right? I'm wondering. I'm guessing this was filmed when Destiny was probably at work, but it would have been so funny if Destiny would have been like in the next room, like listening and be like, "Shit, I'm in an abusive relationship. I need to get rid of this woman."
And you start to kind of accept the love you think you deserve, and I promise you so much that you deserve so much more than what you're getting.
Not you though.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, deserves to be hit by their boyfriend or girlfriend or their wife or husband.
I
Nobody.
mean, true, but you do deserve to be left alone to your own devices.
And I
Okay,
feel
what the
like
heck?
a lot of the time, since I am a lesbian, like, abusive relationships in, like, the lesbian community aren't as, like, what's the word for it? Aren't as, like, oh no, compared to, like, if you're in a heterosexual relationship, but it's just the same. Like, or if it's two guys, like, you should not be hurt. Like, God, I'm just so grateful that I left that unhealthy environment. And I just want to say, Crystal never physically hurt me.
No, you
Destiny
did
never
though.
physically hurts me, and I
You
feel like
you
that
you
is
you did hit Crystal. I don't know if she ever hit Destiny. I don't think she did. But she was definitely mentally abusive, emotionally abusive.
the most precious gift. That's sad to say, but I've been through such freaking hell, in my whole life, that
From your own doing, most of it. I mean, I understand when you were little, but most of it, like I always say, your hell is everything that you did, self-made, man.
being with someone who actually doesn't want to hurt me, that
Look at
feels
her just
fucking awesome,
freaking
because
wiping away tears that aren't there.
every kind of relationship I've been in my life, whether it be like with my brother or like a friend, I feel like whatever it may be, they've hurt me in some type of way, and it's almost like
Okay, so see, that really sounds like not only narcissistic personality disorder (NPD), it's also that borderline personality disorder where you are having trouble with your interpersonal relationships and all this shit. Um, if you have problems with freaking everybody, then you really need to figure out how you can fix yourself, because it's not everybody else that's messed up, it's you. Um, but and to this day, she's just gotten worse. She's just gotten worse. She's gotten bigger, and yeah, I don't know where what her life, what's her legacy gonna be.
they got off on it and enjoyed it. But I'm stronger than that, and I
You're
know
not
what is
though.
right and what is wrong.
No,
And I
I don't think
will
you do.
learn a lot. I have learned a
I
lot
mean, I
being
do think she knows, but she chooses to do the wrong thing all the time. Whatever satisfies her is what she's gonna do. Yeah. There's another word uh that explains like her the way she is. I keep forgetting
with
though.
Cassidy. And
Okay.
um if you guys are wondering, yes, she is now a he, and it's been a long time, 6 years since I was with her, and um we talk on Facebook here and there, and things are very different, and she regrets everything she did. But I'm kind of at that point where I might cry about it
Oh,
now.
this is the one. Sorry. It's not only borderline personality disorder, but histrionic personality disorder. There are distinct conditions that share some symptoms but have different core features. Like people with BPD have an intense fear of abandonment and may feel empty and angry. They may also have negative self image and engage in self destructive behaviors, hence Amber. But HPD, histrionic personality disorders, people with HPD have a strong desire for attention and admiration. That is her. That's her. They may have shallow emotions that shift easily, poster child, and they may act in ways that are dramatic or theatrical. This video. That's that's what she has. I don't care that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, but all the proof is right here.
But I've healed. I have, but it's definitely like memories that make me sad, but I've healed from it and I'm stronger because of it and I've learned because of it and I know that the bad in my life made me wiser and I'm able to key into people more.
Yeah, you she keyed into people that she can take advantage of. That's what she means.
I'm rambling, but just know that if you're in an abusive relationship, you're not alone. I've been there and you deserve so much more for yourself. And I just figured I'd share the story with you guys because that is a big part of my life that I went through. Me and Cassidy were together for 4 years before I was like, closing the door, I'm done. So, and that also goes for like if you are forced in a relationship to have sex, that is not okay. Not okay. And I will consider it rape because it does not matter at all that if we were in a relationship or that we're lesbian, she forced me. And a lot of people can question how is that possible? It's very possible. And it made me feel so like degrading and gross and grummy and I'm done. But I just figured I'd share this with you guys and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was like very crazy and it's not normally something I upload onto YouTube, but I want to try, sharing more about my past with you guys to make you understand a little bit more of why I am who I am today. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
So, yeah, that's that. Wow, Amber. This was the beginning of the end for you. Um, this is a really good video as well. Full story of Amberlynn Reed abuse and rape accusations. I'm not gonna react to it now. If I don't even know if I am. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was intense and crazy. And please give me a like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think. And I'll be back very, very soon. All right? See ya.